Hey all, happy Friday. So, this week's video is about a topic that's near and dear to the heart of anybody who owns a classic or vintage vehicle when they take it somewhere where there's a lot of people, a public place. It's also has a lot of crossover with any van lifer who has their doors open up on their rig and people can see that, ooh, this is not just an ordinary van. So, yeah, today's topic is about how to approach people with interesting vehicles. And on the funny side, how not to approach them. Yeah. And I will be giving you an example at the end of how to approach someone with a classic vehicle or a liveaboard that you're just immensely curious about. We get it. We understand. I mean, I'm one of those people too. If I see a really interesting rig, I'm drawn like moth to the flame. And so I'll show you how to approach. And I think my ideal approach, the good approach, boy, it's never failed me. It's never offended anybody. And I mean, you also have to be very sensitive to, does that person look like they're open to interacting with someone right now? If they're all the way in the back and every door is closed and stuff, you probably should just keep on walking, and maybe another time you'll catch them with the doors open or they're hanging out somewhere more visible with windows down or open. That's when it's totally cool to approach. But to start with, let's start with one of my absolute favorite not to do people, the peeper. Oh. Mm. 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 Hey, yeah. Yeah. What is this? Oh, hey. Just a minute. Oh, hey. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, every liveaboard loves that person that does that. Not. We don't. Just wait. Have a heart, man. That's like someone coming up to your kitchen window and knocking on the window and wanting to ask you questions about your house. I mean, I get it. You're interested. Maybe you have limited time. But hey, if you got limited time and I don't have anything open, I'm in there eating, just call it a what. I mean, you just walk away and hope to get to talk to me another day. So the next one is, and it's always been a guy. Just always has been. Always been an older guy, too. Walks up and tells me what this rig is. Doesn't ask, doesn't even greet me. Just walks up telling me what I got. Yes, sir. What you have here? Old Dodge M43 ambulance. Yeah. Used to drive these on the base. Yes, sir. Well, you're not far off. It's the same family of vehicles. This is a Canadian-built Dodge M152. Was a command truck in the Canadian Army. Oh, what you talking about? It's an M43. You made it into a camper. You cut windows, put windows in and stuff. And yeah, I never heard of an M152. Canada? Oh, come on. I don't know about that. Okay, I mean, no, they did exist. I didn't put the windows in there. This is all original. It was a different setup. It was a mobile command post, lots of radio gear and that sort of thing. If you don't believe me, come check out the data plate right here. Check it out. M152, what? There was never such, oh. Well, I'll be damned, son. You're right. Yeah, I love when I get to show them the data plate and it says M152. These are pretty extreme caricature-ish kind of examples, but they're not far off from how it really looks. And I actually have shown the data plate to three older guys who said, no such rig. I have to say, that was pretty delightful to have them see it for themselves right on the glove box door. One guy even mumbled something about, well, you can have those data plates custom made. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Crazy, crazy. So the next one is the side eye. I'm not looking, but I'm getting multiple passes of your rig. Get closer and closer. It's like, oh man, dude, the door's wide open. I'm here. Don't be a creeper. Just come on over and talk to me. I'm totally open. And most vanners would be if the back door's wide open like that, slider's wide open, they're hanging out really visible, and they're actively doing something. They're drinking coffee or whatever. Don't be shy. Come on over and talk to us. It's way better. So I'm sure you can see how that's like a little sad. Don't be shy. So anyway, the last one, second only to the peeper. Actually, it's barely second only to the peeper. Super annoying is the person who approaches, sees you're on the phone. If you're walking up and you see that the person's on the phone, you should just keep on walking. And if you're really determined you want to talk to them, most phone conversations aren't going to last forever. Go hang out somewhere in sight where you can take a casual check back every now and then and see if the person's still on the phone. And when they're off, then you make the approach. Then you make the nice approach. But if someone's on the phone, don't come walking up and hang out and stare at them all freaky. This is just barely an exaggeration, this caricature. So, yeah, and this is me using my hand as a phone because I am using the phone as a camera. So you have to imagine my cell phone's in my hand. Okay, that's what's going on. Here we go. Yeah, I will probably be rolling in. Man, oh man, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. I'm on the phone. So can you wait? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's okay. I'll wait. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. I'll tell you what. I'll call you back, Nick. Yeah. Oh man, it's so bad. And you'd be amazed how people who are willing to interrupt a phone call like that and literally hang there looking all around, they really genuinely don't seem to see that there's anything wrong with that. And as soon as they hang up, they launch right into, oh, tell me about, or whatever, a pretty normal interaction. But the fact that they started out that way definitely is not nice. So just be polite, have a little etiquette. Okay, so here is the ideal approach and the kind of interaction you'll get from me and from pretty much any classic car owner. If you approach like how I'm about to show you, with a little respectful distance, you don't just immediately start touching their vehicle, and you've taken a moment, taken a beat to see that they're actually available and making eye contact with you. This is going to work 99% of the time if you're in a public place where they're out with their car. Anybody who owns something like this that's unique, vintage, hot rod, classic, whatever, they don't go to a public place, hang out in their vehicle, and expect to be left alone. I mean, that's just an impossibility. And people who own vehicles like this, they know that. So if they're out and about and available, they're going to be happy to talk to you, especially if you approach with respect. So here you go. Here's how that looks. Hey, how's it going? Hello. It's going great. How about you? I love your truck. Can I ask you some questions? Thank you very much. Very special old truck, that's for sure. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Fire away. So for a vintage vehicle owner, it's a joy when someone approaches like this and just asks questions. Ocean Beach, baby. Like, I can approach a lot of different vehicles. I'm a big time, all my life car guy. And most of the time, I do know what the vehicle is that I'm looking at, but I don't walk up and claim to. You know, I was like, oh, this is beautiful, man. What have we got here? I let them tell me, you know? And that's going to go great for you if you do it that way. I guarantee you it will. So anyway, that's a little thing I wanted to share this week, because obviously I live this life full time, and I do use Hella as a way to promote what I'm doing. And you know, she's like the greatest billboard of all time. People come and talk to me. The only time I ever expect to be parked, hang out in my truck, and not have lots of interaction with people is when I go somewhere where there aren't a lot of people. And I have those spots when I need to get a lot of work done, no interruptions, not in the mood for social interaction, what have you. I go somewhere where there aren't people walking around. So that's pretty true of almost anybody with a classic car. May not always be true of vanners, because a lot of times they want to go somewhere where there's resources, and by vanners I mean people living in their vehicles, and they want to be there for the day, and they may not be super social. Some are, some aren't. Again, it's pretty easy to read the cues if you just think about and put yourself in those people's places. Then you'll be able to kind of figure out if you should approach that person or not. So there you go. Happy Friday, everybody. The sun is shining. Oh, I'm so glad. It's been quite the winter here in Northern California. So anyway, I'll be here about another month before I start rolling north. Y'all take care of yourselves.